and welcome to the I Ching Cafe. My name is Belinda Dovston, and it is great that you are here with me for our weekly I Ching episode for the 8th of January 2024. As you know, our annual overview, our monthly overview for January is out. So if you've not had a chance to connect with those, please do so at your leisure. This week, we are focusing on the 8th of January. And before we do so, let's just recap last week. We had that magnificent Hexagram 49, overthrowing the old. Okay, it can feel quite upheaval-like, right, when that change comes to throw everything upside down. But we can welcome it by being willing to let go of the old skin, right? Be snakes and let go of the old skin because the new skin is there, and overthrowing that, being bold and courageous like the tiger and its transformation, making tweaks in the panther transformation, if you remember, and being at peace that some might not make deep change. It's not your stuff. Just accept. Only small things can sometimes be possible. And working with Radiance Hexagram 30, having clarity, putting quality fuel onto our fires, those embers that burn within us, shining brightly, okay, creating visibility, creating illumination and awareness, and seeing things on a much broader perspective. So, was something evidential for you last week? What came up for you? What did you work with? Where did this change manifest itself and bring its energy and the light of Hexagram 30 into your life in this past week? Very, very powerful combo as we started off the year. So, 8th of January, where are we going this week? What is this next flow of change as we release Hexagram 30 and 49 from last week? Well, we start off this week with Hexagram 14, possession of greatness. Man, I love this hexagram. It is abundance on every level. Not just about the gold bars, okay, but about gold, wisdom, wealth. Whatever level of wealth you are needing to work with, there's an opportunity for us this week to transform our consciousness, dial our consciousness in, all right, to wealth. Perhaps for you, it is a blessing that comes after waiting for a time, all right? This might be a surprise windfall or an opportunity or a contract that comes in, right? Or a whole lot of opportunities or leads coming in that turn into sales. It can also be about tuning in and understanding where your abundance consciousness is needing some work. These hexagrams don't always just bring us, rainbows and unicorns out of nowhere. We have to work for this change in consciousness. And sometimes these hexagrams tune us into where we are needing to grow. Right? And for us, we might find we realize that there was an old limiting thought form, right, around money, around abundance and prosperity, that suddenly is just lifted and liberated. That might not be a gold bar, but what that does for you, okay, what it does for me when you tune into that thing, the implications down the road are huge, all right? The ripple effect of that transformation in that moment saying, I don't have to do that anymore. I don't have to be small anymore. I don't have to be limiting in my prosperity. I don't have to keep myself hidden anymore. I don't have to hold my wealth back. I don't have to not share that wealth. There's an opportunity tuning into this hexagram to bring an abundance consciousness into an area of darkness that's needing some light. And if we can do that, if we can just see that it's not necessarily that just money falls out of the sky, right? For no good reason. That's also great. Take it. If it's yours and it's come to you, take the blessing. But we can also use this hexagram as a way to learn and to reflect on where we can release areas that are blocking this wonderful abundance from coming into our lives. The other aspect of this hexagram, as we get, we give. Okay, this is not about handing all your personally well-gained wealth out to everyone who needs it. Like winning the lottery, and suddenly all these weird old friends and family members emerge out of the woodwork. It's not that kind of situation. It's about as we grow, as we are blessed with wealth and abundance and prosperity and insight and happiness, right? Can we just happiness? We share that with others. We show other people how to walk the path to get it themselves, not just to give it to them, but to enable them to walk the path that you have walked. Okay. It's like climbing the corporate ladder. Okay. We have this idea of climbing the corporate ladder, and we have this idea that it's just ourselves on this ladder climbing the ladder. But there's a whole lot of people who see that we're climbing the ladder and climb onto the rung and rung 2, rung 3, rung 4. They're following us up the ladder. Okay. We're creating a pathway for others to do the same. This hexagram is asking us to lean into that energy. So as we get, we give. We give by showing others how it's done, how to walk the road that you have walked to get the goodness that you have earned a right to. Share that, okay, and work with others. So 2 changing lines in the first and the third position. In the first line, it's new, right? It's coming in the bottom. It's just emerging in. So this influx of this hexagram 14 energy is just coming in. Okay, the blessing is just coming in. The blessing that has arrived has not yet been challenged by others because it's still on the uprise. Okay, we haven't yet put it out into the world to have critical eyes come back at us over it. Right, it's just come in, and it comes in through a bit of challenge. But if we accept and understand that there are challenges in working with bringing this blessing into our lives, into our teams, our businesses, we escape the harm of the challenge. So this week, as we work with this hexagram, there's an energy that comes in. Okay, there's something emerging in. It's not yet full, hasn't been challenged. There is challenge, but we recognize the dangers. Okay, we are conscious of the realities of what could go wrong, what could be challenging, what could be difficult. And in being conscious of them, okay, and persevering in our focus on what's important, we navigate past those difficulties. We get through them, all right? We are victorious with this energy. So this week, this is not about being in la-la land, okay, all right, and in fantasy that everything will be awesome. Everyone will get it. Everyone will support me, okay? That's not necessarily the truth. Be very clear on what the challenges might be, what the consequences might be. And in being mindful of them, you kind of escape their influence on you, which is what we're wanting to achieve with this line. And then in the third position, okay, you might think, oh, third position, we're always having tricky things happen in the third position. With this line, it's really just saying, give your energy, give your wealth, put everything into it. This is a transition line, okay? We're about to flip over that chasm from 3 into 4. And the way that we make this push over the chasm, we transcend the bottom half of this hexagram, is we just give. Don't hold back. Just give yourself to it. It's a moment of truth. So there's almost a sense of don't hold back on what it is you're to bring. Give your heart, okay? Let your heart come into this thing, right? Give, 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 because this hexagram is all about the blessings come, and we can double, triple, quadruple, 100-fold those blessings by then passing those on, right, and sharing. And so in this work of tapping into hexagram 14, possession of greatness, there's work to be done this week, all right, in giving it our all, bringing our best self to this thing. Okay, because we unlock the blessings and we help others. And we make this push. We transcend over that middle little chasm. And we say, this is to show you, chasm. And we move on to the top of the trigram to a higher energy with it. Those are our changing lines. So our second hexagram that sits in parallel, sits in flow, because we have these 2 changing lines. It gives us a new hexagram. The hexagram is sometimes called the relating hexagram, the outcome hexagram, or the second flow. I like to see them as a kind of 2 energies swirling together, 2 things that are both online. And I also refer to this second hexagram as the path to victory. Okay, how do we find our victory in working with this week, with the main hexagram and the changing lines? And our path to victory this week is hexagram 64, before completion. Okay. This is the last numeric, okay, hexagram in the set, but it talks about before completion, not after completion. The process as we are trying to finish something off. It can be described symbolically as what happens in that last little push for the summit. If you're a mountaineer, you know anything about mountaineering, that last little bit is always the treacherous bit, the little summit. You usually are, camping out overnight close to the summit, and then early in the morning or middle of the night, you start with the summit so that by the time dawn breaks, you're at the top. It's that kind of idea that this is not the time where we get careless and we rush to the finish line, or we try and just bodge it into a finished state, okay? We take care and we put one foot in front of the other, and we stay committed to working towards what it is we're wanting to achieve. So there's things that we are working towards completing. There are completion aspects. There are finishing aspects that are on the dashboard for this week. There is greatness and abundance that we are working with, and we are perhaps completing things that will help us with abundance opportunities, with wealth opportunities. Focus on finishing. What project do I need to complete? What strategic planning process do I need to complete? What is the thinking that I need to finish in order to close off the cycle of wealth generation? Very interesting combo of energies. I look forward to hearing all about it from you in next week as we work with the next weekly overview. Until then, if this was useful, like and share. It'd be really, really great for the channel. I'd appreciate it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe, okay? Hit the bell so you get the episode straight into your app. And of course, if you're on the podcast edition, hit that follow button. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in our next weekly overview. Until then, take care.